that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Thanksgiving is definitely not the same in 2025, and we're about to talk about why. Is it because Gen Z just doesn't care, or is it people can't afford groceries anymore? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
Breaking news. Thanksgiving 2025 is officially canceled. Studies show Gen Z is opting out of the archaic tradition and will be watching and donating to live streams of millionaires enjoying their holiday instead. A recent poll attributed racist drunk uncle as the top reason for the sudden boycott, followed closely by dry-ass turkey and grandpa's bad vibes. When asked for comment, a piece of 16-year-old said I was cringe and also unk. Well, how about that? Make sure to hit that follow for all brain rot news.
Now, she did touch on a lot of the stereotypical things that we have to deal with on Thanksgiving, especially the drunk uncle. But is it really serious right now? Like the prices of food, can people actually afford to throw a really good Thanksgiving feast? And if so, how does that work? Does everyone pitch in? Does that person sell plates? Well, I have a little clip from Orlando Minder. Shout out to you for this. Let's jump right into it.
My friend just hit me up and said, what are we doing for Thanksgiving? Unless your EBT is still working, nothing, girl. It is BOYT at my house. Bring your own turkey because I ain't got no money to buy one. No mashed potatoes, green beans, or mac and cheese gonna be at this house. I don't know where y'all getting this money from, but it's not coming from me. It's not coming from me. You could bring the food. You could bring the food. And if you're not bringing the food, I'm gonna sit my ass on the couch, watch that parade, and then go to bed. Baby, I'll go to bed hungry before I pay for a turkey. A turkey.
Who house we going to? Because Thanksgiving is expensive. I don't know. Maybe you haven't been to the grocery store. Maybe you haven't been paying attention to the economy. Maybe you just think to yourself, it's not as bad as they say it is. Well,
it's bad, real bad.
I'm going to show you how expensive Thanksgiving is and how people are now saying they're going to start charging for plates.
Wait, what?
We're going to start charging admission fees for you to come into my house. You want this plate of food? You want this mac and cheese? You want this ham? That's $25.
I'm not gonna lie, selling plates for Thanksgiving is diabolical, and also maybe a phenomenal way to come up and get rich. So who doesn't want turkey? One fried turkey right now could run you about $70 on average, okay? We're not talking sides, fixing, or anything else. We're talking just one fried turkey. Nonetheless, now, is it the money now, or is it that the newest generation coming up just doesn't care? They're not getting raised into the traditions. They can care less. They're not making money. They're so worried about video games and social media that they can care less about hanging out with the family. Now, let's get into that matter.
Come with me to spend Thanksgiving alone, y'all, as a 20-year-old in Atlanta. I drove all the way to Waffle House. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna lie, the customer service was kind of ass, but like, who cares? Because who wants to work on Thanksgiving? I was giving them grace. And the food was alright, I'm not gonna lie. If you don't put sugar on your grits, then why are you even eating them? I really be trying to put y'all on for real. But yeah, the food was alright. It wasn't too bad. I ate it or whatever. The bacon was burnt, but yeah. And also, don't forget to leave the tip. Like, if you're not tipping your waitress, especially when
As you can see, most of this newest generation does not care about it. They would rather have Thanksgiving at a Waffle House. And who's to blame them? Thanksgiving is pretty expensive these days. But does it make more sense to contribute? Some families really do believe so. Let's just go ahead and jump into this next clip and see what she's talking about.
Because what y'all mean Thanksgiving cancel? I don't know what they got into this generation of people or what they got into people in the 2025 year or whatever. But if y'all are having Thanksgiving canceled because you don't want to contribute money to the host who's hosting Thanksgiving, you don't want to buy groceries or make dishes towards Thanksgiving, you need to just stay at home because Thanksgiving could never be canceled. But you can't just expect to be showing up at people's house empty-handed just because you family and don't think you're supposed to contribute nothing. I'm one of the people that I don't cook for holidays, okay? I just don't cook. But when I receive the text that say, Thanksgiving is here at this time, I instantly respond with, what do you need me to bring? We bring bottles everywhere we go. A bottle for the host, a bottle for the guests. But if they need me to bring something else, I'll bring that too. I'm not going to cook nothing, but I'll go buy a dish from a restaurant. I'll go buy a dessert from a restaurant. I'll buy a dish or dessert from somebody who's selling it. I don't mind spending the money, but I'm not going to cook. But Me, my fiance, my 2 kids, and my granddaughter, we are a party of 5. So what we look like showing up to somebody's house empty-handed, didn't contribute no money, didn't bring no dish, didn't bring no liquor. Make it make sense. That is crazy work. Baby, when I tell you Wednesday we gonna be at that liquor store putting them bottles in their basket, and I done went down to the Whole Foods and ordered this cake that I was asked to order. And that's just what we do, because what do you mean Thanksgiving is canceled? Thanksgiving ain't canceled. Your ass can't come.
At the end of the day, it'd be really, really nice if everybody came together, pitched in, and threw a really good Thanksgiving dinner. But obviously, not all families are built the same, okay? Not everyone looks at Thanksgiving the same way. Some people recognize Thanksgiving for what they call the truth. Let's check out this next clip.
I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving, and neither should you, and here's why. Well, first off, that original Thanksgiving story, or as I like to call it, whitewashed history, is a lie. Pilgrims and natives helping each other to make a glorious meal in the strongest winter in Jamestown. It didn't happen like that at all. The tribes that were involved in that were actually forced to do that because they were tired of all the torture, unaliving, and graping. They were also tired of having blankets covered in smallpox being sent to them, which is essentially how they got almost exterminated here in the United States. So don't celebrate Thanksgiving today. Celebrate Indigenous Peoples Remembrance Day. Day that should be actually celebrated and not the thing that we're celebrating. Celebrating stolen land. The only thing that I'm doing today is making food and spending time with my wife, family, and in-laws. That's it. The whole Thanksgiving thing doesn't even exist to me. Actually, to be honest, it hasn't existed in decades. When you find out the truth about this holiday, you also stop celebrating it. What are your thoughts on this? Comment below, let me know. But all in all, I hope you guys have a good and safe day, and happy turkey eating. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly leftist videos. I'm dropping a new video tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel. That link's in my bio. And if you can, please support the channel on Patreon. It really means the world to me. If you like the content, support it on Patreon. That info's in my bio as well. I hope to see you there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when you go down the rabbit hole, you can see that there's probably a lot of deep negative stories, some ugly things or ugly truths about Thanksgiving. All right. Some people just would like to kind of stay at the surface level where they can actually enjoy Thanksgiving, food, family, and even football. Then you have some people that just make it political. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one.
Hi, my name is Kylie, and this is how you get through to conservative friends and family this Thanksgiving. If you are spending Thanksgiving around a lot of conservative people or with Fox News blaring in the background, these are 3 steps that I've used to get through to these people, at least get them thinking about what is going on. From somebody who was raised MAGA, I have used these tactics my whole life, and a couple of them have actually changed their views. Number 1. Why? I'll often find that these people will just regurgitate the same Fox News talking points. So when they say, we need to close the borders, it's a crisis. Why? Say if you ask yourself or anyone else, why 5 times, you'll get to the core root of the issue. And I found that when I ask them why enough, they actually don't know. They can't give a reason why it's actually bad that people come here outside of bigotry. They literally can't. Number 2, remind them that it's not left versus right, it's top versus bottom. They bring up literally any topic about the economy or tariffs. Tell them the truth. Do you think it's fair that there are 5 families that have, the top 20% of wealth in America? It gets them thinking, trust me. Number 3, I know it's hard, but try not to argue, because they will use that as, oh, look at these combative leftists. I found that the second I get too heated is the second they feel like they've won, because they just want to get an emotional reaction out of you. Good luck, y'all.
I don't know about y'all, but Thanksgiving is just one of those days where I just have to not talk about politics, and we can just talk about food, get to know each other, catch up with one another, hang out with the uncle or the cousins that you haven't seen since last year. Those are the type of things that you would like to do. But nonetheless, even though you can or can't do it, people are just canceling out of nowhere. Let's just go ahead and watch a few clips, continue to look and talk about it.
I just walked out of the grocery store because I can't do this. I went in there to get some Thanksgiving groceries. I unzipped my coat. I started looking at them prices. I had to zip my coat back up and walk the hell up out that grocery store. Because who the hell they think they talking to with these high-ass prices? I can't afford Thanksgiving this year. I can't. It costs too much. All that we gonna cook. I ain't cooking nothing. I'm gonna bring some pizza rolls to the family dinner. That's what I'm gonna bring, because that's all I can afford. You know it's a damn recession on the way. I am broke. These groceries high as hell. Now, if you know somebody that's going in there stealing, you let me know. But for right now, I can't do it. I can't, because Thanksgiving ain't adding up with Christmas. It's either I'm going to get some gifts for these kids or I'm going to feed them. I can't do both. I can't do both. It's too damn expensive out here on these streets. Hell, it's cheaper to just go ahead and get us a Red Baron pizza and do Thanksgiving like that. What you thankful for? This pepperoni? Shit, somebody help me. It's stressful in these streets.
just watched a video of this lady saying she's canceling Thanksgiving with her family because she refuses to cook all the Thanksgiving food and hold Thanksgiving at her house, and nobody's willing to financially contribute at least something. Let me just say this. I am so grateful for my parents and my family because, baby, growing up, we was always eating. Like, there were times where on Thanksgiving Day, like, we would stop at my mom's side of the family, eat with them, and then go to my dad's side of the family. Like, we were fed. Now, I don't know grown folks' business. I don't know what was contributing, what wasn't, but family, the meaning behind family, like, the older generation, baby, you could eat. They was feeding the entire family, and most of the time not even asking for nothing. Do you know what a blessing that is? But I just gotta say that the older I get, and the way that I looked at my grocery card, like looking at the totals of how much everything is gonna cost me just to cook a sufficient Thanksgiving meal of everything that I enjoy, ain't no way I would be hosting nothing at my house, feeding grown folks and their children as well, and nobody's contributing not a dime. Nah, no thank you. And for the people that cannot understand where I'm coming from, actually where she's coming from, I'm gonna need for you to understand that it's about the principle. It's about the principle. Everything can't just be off the strength of love these days, and I think that's where people be getting it twisted. Love don't pay the bills. Love don't pay rent. Love don't buy your child's Christmas gifts when Christmas is XYZ amount of weeks away from Thanksgiving. With that being said,
Look, it is not uncommon for you to show up to Thanksgiving bringing a plate. All right? Everybody should come up and bring a plate. All right? It shouldn't be about the funds. It should be about love. It should be about thanks, being engaged to one another, and just spending time with family. So for most of Americans, or a lot of Americans, it's the one day we actually get off, the first time in all of the whole year, where everything is mostly closed down and you can actually sleep in for a little bit and not have to worry about work. I'll take that day off for real. Other than that, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some random interviews and kind of see what they're talking about for Thanksgiving.
Who's picking up the bill for all that food?
They try to push it off on you if you let them.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
They try to they're trying to get you to pay for everything. Yo, pick some things up. No.
Calvin is used to several family members chipping in to cover the cost of the meal. But a Washington Post column is asking a bigger question. Is it okay to charge guests for Thanksgiving dinner if money is tight?
Would you ask your guests to pay?
Sometimes it's good. This is the problem. The price, everywhere you go, is expensive now.
The column points out this debate is happening everywhere, online, in families, and on local radio. You can hear it in this moment from the Manny and Lauren Morning Show.
I have an aunt who charges for Thanksgiving dinner $10 a person, and she also puts out a tip.
So I know we're posting this video on Thanksgiving, but leading up to it, everybody was arguing about who had the cheapest food, the cheapest Thanksgiving meals and whatnot, and this and that. All these actually came out really, really good bundle for everybody. I think it was like $40 to feed 10 people. Now, if you did take advantage of that, good for you. But as you can see, a lot of Americans are still struggling. And not only that, you add in not getting EBT, yeah, bad mix.
Why did it just cost me $234 between Aldi and Walmart just to buy ingredients for the dishes that I'm making to take to Thanksgiving dinner this year? Why? And let me tell you what those dishes consist of. The one dish, I'm making a homemade dressing, which is my mom's recipe that everyone loves. It's not a traditional recipe. I'm making homemade mashed potatoes, and I'm also making some baked goods and my homemade banana pudding. $234. What the actual Absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. Grateful and thankful that I'm able to go to the store and purchase those items, that I have the funds set aside for that. But my God, today shouldn't be this hard, folks. Shouldn't be this hard. We should not be struggling like this. And my husband and I have good jobs, and we are no longer in the tax bracket we used to be, honey. No, ma'am. No, sir. No. Everybody's out here struggling. Everybody. So.
Now, if you're from the South, gumbo is almost a staple at every holiday event, like Thanksgiving, probably and most likely Christmas, and some other, some other holidays. Now, if you don't know anything about gumbo, I mean, just on a normal basis, it's pretty expensive. I can only imagine how much seafood gumbo would probably cost a family right now. But nonetheless, guys, I appreciate you watching today's video. If you did like it and you do like the video and the content, please like the video, comment your thoughts. What do you have? And did you cook? If you cook something, put it down below. If you're not celebrating, tell us why. I'll see you on the next one.